Jay and having a collaboration with him is just one of those things that everyone dreams to do in their musical career. And here I am at 19 years old with the #1 single and featuring Jay-Z. It's just, I can't fathom it sometimes. It's just too much for me it's overwhelming sometimes.
Literally. But the moment I walked into the office, the atmosphere was so warm and welcoming.
And you had to sing a cappella for him?
Yes, I had to sing. I sang Fun to Replay. I sang another ballad from the album last time.
Yeah. So then what did he say to you? He said something to you.
Oh, yes. He said, we don't sing songs here. We sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief.
So then he said something about a window and a door or something.
Oh, then he said, you did it homework.
I did a lot of homework on you, Miss Lady.
He said, there are 2 ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal sign or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
So you was like, where's the pen? Where's the paper? I'm signing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure working with Jay-Z, you've met Beyonce.
That's right.
Girl, it seems like Jay-Z has more on his plate than just that SA lawsuit, because now Chris Brown is spilling the tea in the wildest way possible. Over the years there have been whispers and rumors about Jay-Z allegedly having inappropriate relationships with young female artists, and now Chris Brown is stepping up to confirm them. He claims that Jay-Z allegedly blacklisted him from the industry because of his relationship with Rihanna. But it's not what you might expect. Chris is finally breaking his silence about that 2009 incident with Rihanna and sharing his of the story. According to Chris, Rihanna was reportedly cheating on him with Jay-Z and allegedly contracted an STI from him. But wait, it gets even crazier. Chris has some of the wildest stories to tell about how Jay-Z supposedly GRE Rihanna over the years, and here's the real bombshell. Chris even accused Jay-Z of selling Rihanna to CL and other big players in the industry. Y'all, Chris Brown is here to get his lick back at Jay-Z, and this is about to be a hot mess. So let's break this down. The rumors about Rihanna and Jay-Z's real relationship have been circled for years, and they just won't seem to go away. Rihanna entered the industry as a teenager, and Jay-Z was her mentor, seemingly having a hand in every aspect of her career and personal life. Despite their repeated denials, the gossip about their dynamic has always persisted. Rihanna didn't take his mentorship lightly, though she was genuinely grateful for the opportunity and seemed to value the guidance and support she received from Jay-Z. Even with the speculation about their relationship, working with Jay and having a collaboration with him it's just one of those things that everyone dreams to do in their musical career. And here I am at 19 years old with a #1 single and featuring Jay-Z. It's just, I can't fathom it. Sometimes it's just too much for Mena. Is overwhelming sometimes. Then the street started buzzing with tea that Jay-Z and Rihanna might have had a secret something going on even while he was married to Beyonce. At first folks didn't pay it much mind. After all, the industry is always full of wild, baseless rumors, but instead of dying down, the whispers only grew louder, making people wonder if there was more to their story than they were letting on. Next thing we knew, her publicist Jonathan Hayes stepped up and took the blame, saying he started the whole thing just to chase some clout and get publicity for Rihanna. He said, the PR stunt that I did was out of desperation to help break Pond a Replay. It was reckless and I didn't think it was going to work. I was just throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what was THCK. I didn't think it would be this big story, but now knowing that people are profiting from speculations and opinions about her really turns my stomach. I'm ashamed that I'm even talking about this. I just want to put this rumor to rest once and for all. Well, Chris Brown is calling BS on this and claiming that the publicist was just going along with the narrative that Jay-Z's team wanted to put out. According to Chris Brown, not only was Jay-Z allegedly having an affair with Rihanna, but he allegedly her from Barbados. As crazy as that might seem, Chris isn't pulling these allegations out of thin air, because several insiders have been saying the same thing for a while. Jaguar Wright was one of the first people to reveal this, claiming that Jay-Z allegedly paid Rihanna's father $500,000 for Rihanna, who only seemed to work on teeny bore projects, who discovered Rihanna at 3 a.m. in the morning in a hotel room on the island where she comes from with no parental supervision, and then she was put on a private plane, a minor, from one country to another without parental supervision, and she ended up in a boardroom with Mr. Tur without parental supervision. Y'all got young children. Would you just let your daughter leave and go to a whole other country with some mother you don't know? Absolutely not. Doing talent shows at 3 a.m. So you're saying that the rumors are true? There are rumors, circulating that Rihanna was actually here. Are you saying that to sound that way? Don't, cause a daddy ain't show up till 24 hours later to pick up a $500,000 check for his daughter's ass. Maybe we should look more into that album. Auntie, that album cover was disturbing. A child bride with a crown over her head and blood SM on her face. I don't know how don't people see sozas anymore. As crazy as this might seem, it kind of explains why Jay-Z pretty much forced Rihanna to sign with his label whether she wanted to or not, and he even threatened to throw her out of the window of his 27th floor office. So nervous I was shaking literally, but the moment I walked into the office the atmosphere was so warm and welcoming. You had to sing a cappella for him. Yes, I had to sing. I sang P Replay. I sang another ballad from the album Ahu last time. So then, what did he say to you? He said something to you? Oh yes, he said we don't sing songs here, we as artists. And there was this little pause and I was nervous, but then he said, and we're interested, and there's this sudden feel of relief. Then he said about a window and a door or something. Oh, then he said he did the home. I did a lot of home work on you, this lady. He said there are two ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal sign or through this window. And we on 29th floor. So you was like, where's the pen, where's the paper, I'm signing. Yeah, and I'm sure working with Jay-Z you met fiancé. That's right. At first everyone thought it was quirky, but given what we know now about him, well, let's just say that the comment is very sus. Now most of y'all probably remember the infamous 2009 incident between Chris and Rihanna that went down the night before the Grammys. They got into a heated argument in the car and things turned V. Chris physically attacked her, leaving her with severe bruises on her face and body. The situation led to his arrest and he ended up with 5 years of probation and a year of DV counseling. Over the years Chris has seemed to accept responsibility for what happened, publicly acknowledging his role in the assault. He's most stuck to the version of events shared by Rihanna and her team, that the fight started after she confronted him about cheating, which led her to hit him first. In an interview Rihanna said, I called him in a lie and he wouldn't tell the truth and I wouldn't drop it. I couldn't take that he kept lying to me and he couldn't take that I wouldn't drop it. It escalated into him being towards me and it was ugly. I was battered, I was bleeding, I was swollen in my face. She also admitted that the relationship was super toxic, saying the more in love we became, the more dangerous we became for each other. Equally dangerous because it was a bit of an obsession for years. Chris stuck to that version of the story, admitting he snapped when Rihanna caught him cheating, but over time he started pushing back, trying to shift the narrative about what really happened that night. He's dropped hints here and there that the full story hasn't been told and that there's more to it than people think. One example of this was when Chloe Bailey teamed up with Chris for her song How Does It Feel. She caught a ton of backlash for working with him, with fans calling her out for collaborating with someone who has such a controversial past and calling her out for not being a girl's girl. That was the last STW for Chris, and he finally lashed out at everyone who dragged him, and he threw some major shade at Jay-Z as well. He went on a rant saying, if y'all still hate me for a mistake I made as a 17-year-old, please kiss my whole entire ass. I'm effing 33. I'm so tired of y'all running with this narrative. You weird people are the same ones that tune in every week to see Blueface and Cran beat the F out of each other in front of the world, but that's okay, it's entertainment. All y'all can suck my D. Disrespectfully he continued, where are the cancel culture with these white artists that dates young women beat the F out of their wives, giving women AIDS? Oh that's right, they are your buddies. No more fake love for me, stay out my way or get ran over. Simple as that. None of you, and I mean none of you guys, can F with me. In case you missed it, that last part was a very direct hit at a specific someone who has been rumored to have been intimate with many young people in the industry and is married to a woman who is way younger than he is. In case you haven't figured this out, he was referring to Jay-Z. Jaguar Wright also claimed that the real reason that Chris had gone off on Rihanna like he did was that he walked into a Hollywood party to find Rihanna allegedly on her knees, giving mouth action to some powerful men at the party. Jay's gave her the B that she gave to Chris Brown, and that first night when he had that outbreak and he bust in the Davis's house and said, where the is this dirty yet I can't him for that he had this is beautiful Paul wonderful Chris Br. She didn't ruin him, she ruined him at 19 years old. He's got the Jay-Z herpes and Rihanna ain't innocent cause she was in there giving that a __. In the coke closet when Chris Brown came and he said you always sucking something. Even more, she accused Jay-Z and his team of setting Chris up to take the fall for it by spreading fake reports on the media, and then they said and Jay-Z and them get on the radio and they talk about that little boy, and then they put together that whole sham and then have him arrested on the Rev Carrot just to make sure America hated him for defending himself against that crazy. I mean she's sexy and she's Pure and she has all of my respect when it comes to the game. Oh, but you ruined Chris Brown's life and you knew you his life and the only reason you did it was because your Jay-Z told you to so that he could cover up the fact that he started you at 14 when he was damn near 30 years old and with the fresh